if my microphone is doing, you know, the buzzing stuff, the static stuff like I did before. I figured, we'll talk about what to expect in this journey. For me, it took me 3 years. It's a hot day today, sweating. Um, it took me 3 years, and and sometimes people, right, in the comments, they get fed up and frustrated because they don't have a realistic view, what to expect. So they get, kind of like they lose all the wind in the sails, right? After like 3 weeks, it's like, okay, so why isn't this going away? I'm not feeling any difference. So I get that one, that I'm not feeling any different. And then I get, of course, I'm actually feeling worse. Is that normal? This isn't, this is shit. This doesn't work. This is stupid. I've had only a couple of those, right? They're rare. And when they happen, I have to laugh because it sounds funny. But mostly it's complainers that are, losing hope. Not so much that they want to shit on it, but they want to go, they almost want to, like, well, there's, they're let down, they're losing hope. There's that. And then there's the ones that are just so used to going, see, yeah, I knew this wouldn't work. Yeah, I knew this would be bullshit. See, and it's bullshit. It's like they almost wanted to prove themselves right that it would be bullshit than to actually see something change. And while they're doing that, they're sending the wrong message, right? They're angry, they're analyzing, they're freaking out, they're sending a message of danger while they're in the danger, right? All the wrong messages, and they're not. They don't know. Like I was like that. My mind, like, it was a big awakening. Like my eyes were like, okay, I didn't know it was going to be like this. Thank you for some of the few people that were in the sidelines for keeping me on track. I didn't know it was going to be a shit show from year one, year two, year three, just different types of shit. Year one might be some beets. Year two might be some corn, and year three you got the peanuts and the parmesan, right? It's all shit, but different textures, right? It all sucks, but it needs to happen. Um, you can't you can't recover unless you have the symptoms screaming at you. Because every time there are opportunities for you to update the program, so you need them to go right, and you need to go, okay, I'm going to change my response instead of going, sending a message of danger in the danger when the symptoms come up instead of freaking out, right? I'm going to change my response, and this is prime time. This is the opportunity. It's screaming at you. You go, okay, thank you. I'm going to allow you to be there. This is where we use the allow method, right? We're allowing it. Let it do its thing. You're not supposed to feel better. Don't do it because you think it's going to, make you feel better right away. That's the long game. And then you engage. You let it float through your chest, out through your back. It takes 30 seconds to 3 minutes, and then you engage. You cut it out, and you go, okay, we're breaking it. Now we're going to go engage. You can sit on my shoulder while I go get taco meat. But people, they don't know that, or they have an unrealistic view of what to expect. So they freak out, they lose hope. And then I'd go, listen, dude, yo, you just barely started. First, I'd like to thank you for starting and being consistent for 3 weeks. That's amazing. Most people, they're wishy-washy. They'll stick to it for, a Tuesday in August 2023, and then September of 2024, they'll do 10 minutes of visuals or whatever the pillars are, right? And then they'll complain that it sucks. Yeah, no, I did that. No, it doesn't work. I didn't like it. No, I didn't feel right. The symptoms, like, I got more symptoms. I didn't like how I was feeling, right? There was thoughts that were coming up and I didn't like that. No, that doesn't work. It doesn't work because I felt more thoughts coming up. It doesn't work. It's yeah, and they're thinking that something's broken, something isn't working right. They're a special case. And then they believe the doubts and the thoughts of all the shit that they been exposed to. Like, you have, an injury, a brain injury, right? Which is not true. That's bullshit. You're not broken. You don't have a brain injury. The brain isn't uh, making misfiring. See, all these things that we were exposed to make us believe that we're broken, but they were just saying these things so they have some sort of justification to say that, hey, you're broken, we can fix you by our program, right? When you're not, you just got to learn how to communicate with your with uh with the system. I got a sound bowl here. I was gonna do like a quick allowing, right? You just got to learn how to communicate and to process and allow and understand what's going through is normal. It's going to be ongoing. You're technically, see, I was going to do this after. Tech, technically, right, we're refiring the stress response. We're refiring the fire. Every time we allow, right, let's say there's a thought, feeling, symptom, whatever it is, right? It's a bring in while I'm talking. Whatever it is, you bring it towards yourself, right? Right, and you allow it, let it do its thing. But here's when it comes towards you, when you open that door, because we're finally allowing to see what's behind that door, right? And then when that happens, the brain goes, "Oh, he's been allowing lately, so I think he's an allower." So that everybody wants to be in line and go, "Hey, listen, I'm next. I've been waiting for 30 years." Let's see. Am I? Is the sound? Is the sound good? Took it to see fruit. A taste is gone. Ooh, yeah. That's an old 80s song. Juicy fruit, right? So I guess my sound works. So this is what happens, right? You open that door, right? That old program is there. The brain's like, he's allowing, so you got a line up around the block. So I'm next. I'm next. I'm next. Can I go next? Right? No, I'm me. Right? So okay, when that happens, every time you open the door, the old program is screaming at you in the face. Right? You're gonna hear the old program. It's gonna trigger a stress response. Right? You're setting a little bit of a fire. Right? You allow stress response. Right? There's a fire. Right? You feel it, the fire, you let it die out, and then you engage. Right? And the fire could still be going. So we're setting little fires every time you allow. So this is the journey. Year one, little fires, constant, right? Year two, constant fires. Right? It's a flow. You allow, fire, engage, change your response. Allow, fire, engage, change your response. Allow, fire, engage, right? And doing this constantly with the allowing a million times, right? Throughout the first 5 months, you're still learning how to allow. You're still using the old program of survival a little bit. You're still white knuckling a little bit because we're human. We're still going to use the old methods here and there, right? Because we're easing in. We're building that leverage of indifference. You can't just be neutral right away, right? You have to slowly teach yourself. You got to learn, and your mind and your brain has got to adjust to what we're doing. Because all these years we've been going, we've been fighting off these ligers, right? We've been fighting off these ligers. Oh, I'm really sweating now. And resisting. What you resist persists, right? The alarm gets bigger and bigger. So now we're right. So now we're learning to do the opposite of not analyzing, fixing, getting rid of, trying to biohack it away. In the beginning, you might do some biohacking. Right? This is where Kat comes in. Right? She can sell you the biohacking. Or, where you want to activate the vagus nerve. Okay, in the beginning, do it. Do whatever you need to do in the beginning to manage, to make this beginning a little bit easier. Because I'd rather people not follow the rules and not drive themselves crazy because they didn't follow the rules and not do the work. Right? I'd rather use avoidance behaviors, manage, right? You do whatever you need to do temporarily. It's just just for now, so that you can get into a rhythm. Rhythm, right? So you get into a rhythm, and you're doing the work, the behind the scenes work, the 8 pillars, so that the survival state can slowly calm down back from, right? It's coming from 1,000, right, of survivally, right, dis-ease, right? We want to bring it down to ease. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Right? We want to bring it down to 0. But we need to support. That's all we have to do. Our only job is not to micromanage our symptoms. Our job is to support by running a new program and doing the work. That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to worry about the mitochondria, the motherfucker gene, right? You don't have to worry about your leaky gut, your biome. All that stuff will work its way into healing. It'll figure its way out. You don't need to micromanage everything. So when you're doing the allowing, right? It's a constant. You're in a workflow. Stress response, allow, engage, feel stress response, fire, little fire goes out, fire goes out, fire, right? Little fires, we're allowing them to burn out whenever they want to burn out. So it's constantly, you're going to feel like shit ongoing. Doesn't that make sense? Every time you open the door, you're like, right? Times a million. Look at that. Look at the sweat. Look at that. Right? Constantly, does not make sense. It's supposed to do that because you're stressing, you're setting a stress response by the allowing. So the alarm is screaming. You're like, oh, you feel the effects of the old programming. You allow it, let it do its thing. You let that alarm scream, burn out its energy. You engage. You do that 200, 500 times a day, every day while you're doing the 8 pillars, with doing your visuals. Right? You're going for your walks, doing some walk and talks, right? You're being aware of old behavior patterns, right? You're doing your elevating, joining us for the dance parties, which, by the way, Sundays, 3:30 Eastern time. So far, we're doing 1 session. I want to do a lot more. The goal is to do a bunch a week. But for now, I'm just learning this shit. So bear with me. And we're doing wind downs. After we go dancing, we're doing singing bowl, sound bath, wind downs, okay? So that you can sit in that healing frequency and just allow. Right? And eventually we'll get Sam. She's gonna do a live meditation. Right? One of the days where we do Tina Trenches, instead we'll just do a live meditation. We'll get my wife to do some of the sound bowl stuff, and then Sam will, take you down a little trip. Meditation, guided allowing meditation, right? It's going to be beautiful, right? I want to do this now, but I got to get my wife doing it. There's pieces to this machine. Like I'd love to be like, fucking. Yeah, feel that shit. Breathe that shit in. Oh yeah, and allow. Let that shit out. Oh yeah. Okay, again. Fuck. Right. People aren't gonna jive with that. That's disgusting. You can't relax to that. So we gotta be a little patient and get all the people in order. Why don't we do a quick allowing one? But I'll try to be normal here. Here, let's see. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna hit this and I'll start talking. Here we go. You ready? 1. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, here we go. 1. Yeah. All right. Talk to Limby, your limbic system. Go, Limby, show me what you got. Show me the fear, whatever it is, thought, feeling, symptom. Right? And we're going to picture it as a cloud moving towards us for me, it's my chest and my throat. Whatever it is for you, right? You picture it passing through. Let's hit that again. And again. Right? It's passing through. You feel it. It doesn't feel good. It's screaming, but you can feel the heat. You can feel the energy right here, right? You feel that high vibration. It feels like there's a fire, right? And it's dissolving, right? It's like a 10 out of 10. It comes down to like a 9. Sometimes it came down to a 5, believe it or not. But if it doesn't, that's okay. the point of it is to learn to allow. So do it again. Okay, Lemby, show me the fear. Show me what you got. Right? Picture it coming through your chest. Okay, I don't like that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Right? And then we're picturing it leaving the back of our chest. And then we're engaging. We're going, okay, thought, you can sit on my shoulder here. Right? Picture it's got, I should make a t-shirt with some legs here. Oh, that's a good idea. Right? And you bring it with you. You bring it with you. Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, but it might, maybe not. I should get like a line of t-shirts with like 2 legs here and like a cloud hanging out. So then, for people that are trying to do this in the beginning, go, okay, you can sit right here. Okay, high five. Right? So you allow and engage and you continue with your routine, right? So you got your calendar, which is another pillar, which is important, right? Preparation. All right, it's Groundhog Day every day. What are we doing? Oh yeah, we're supposed to go on our walk and talk. So you follow your schedule, because if you don't and you're sitting at home on the couch with no schedule routine, you're just kind of like floating, right? The brain's gonna hijack you. It's gonna win. It has to win. That's its job, right? Its only job is to protect you, keep you alive. It doesn't care if you suffer, right? So it's gonna win. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose, right? It's not because you suck. It's just because you're supposed to lose. The brain will, because it's gotta overcome. Going, get the fuck out of the way. There's a liger behind you, right? So it's gonna do its job, and it's been doing its job so far amazingly, right? So that's it. So expect. Here, I'm gonna put this away. So get excited. I want you guys to get excited. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna get a water while I'm at it. Wouldn't that be effed up if I passed out live because of the heat? Right? Imagine. It's like, oh my God, I think he's got something. I think maybe he had a stroke. I'm like, yeah, this mind body guy, he sucks. I think he's dehydrated. He didn't have enough vitamin D. It's because he didn't have enough magnesium. I think maybe his leaky gut finally got to him. I think maybe. Shit. See, I also have to make sure I'm a cork in water, and I have to make sure that I do my best to maintain this as a lifestyle, because if I'm gonna be helping people, right? And hey, I got curveballs thrown at me too, like any normal person, everybody, right? And I had more thrown at me while I was going through this journey. While I was, thought I was going crazy, 75 symptoms. It seemed like the universe sent me more shit, right? And you guys are probably dealing with that too, going, oh my God, so what's going on with the planets? Because it seems like I got so much shit on my fucking plate, right? I got so much plate on my shit, right? There's plates, there's shit, and there's plates. All kinds of plates on my shit. It's like, that'd be a good t-shirt, right? Bunch of piles of shit one pile of shit with like 20 plates on it. Oh, ChatGPT, somebody do her up. It probably won't let you. Shit. Yeah, I gotta write that down. Okay, so I want people to, this is what I try to do. I'm a motivator, right? I love to motivate people. This is like what I love to do, because I also like to talk about and describe what I went through, because I think it gives people reassurance to know that, oh shit, he had that, I have that. Oh shit, he recovered. Okay, so I can do it. So it takes some of that load off of that worry and that pressure, right? That's important. And then to motivate people that's my second half, I think, to this, is to motivate people to stick to it, because it's really easy for people to quit, because it's like, okay, Helmut, I know you made fun of me the first time because I complained after 3 weeks. Okay, but now, okay, get ready for this. It's been, count them. Okay, I've been 2 years into this shit, Helmut. I'm dealing with OCD, looping thoughts haven't gone away. What's going on? Anxiety's still there. I'm starting to think I've been had. This is all bullshit, right? And I'm starting to wonder, did you actually recover, or were you ever really sick? This is horseshit because didn't I tell you it took me 3 years? How long is it? 2 years? Yeah. Okay. So 3, add another year, keep doing the work, allow it. Maybe it might take a little longer, might take a little less. It might, right? You might be done in a week. Who knows? But just keep going. And if you are, here's another thing. If you start to feel better, and I know it's impossible to imagine, I know that it's impossible. You're not supposed to imagine that. It's not. You're not supposed to be able to feel that light at the end of the tunnel because then the system's not working right. Right. There's also the part where I tell people, even when you do feel better, all the symptoms are gone. I want you to keep going. My goal is to create. My goal is to have people become their own guides. Right. You know the saying, right? Teach someone to fish so they can feed themselves for life. That's the goal. Right? So you don't have to be, always linking on to any sort of program or the next whatever. Teach somebody how to allow by guiding them in the trenches second by second, because I know what you're going through. I've been there. Right? And then motivate them to keep going. They get to the finish line. Right? And half of it is you. You got to do it. You got to do all the work. You got to make the mistakes. You got to get up. Keep going no matter what. I can kind of paint the picture of what to expect, which is going to help you. But you got to become your own guide. You got to put the work in, because most of this stuff isn't getting to the finish line. It's learning what you need to learn along the way. That's the gold. It's not about the symptoms, believe it or not. Right in the beginning, say, I just want to recover. The word recover is like every third sentence. Yeah, but so how long is it going to take for me to recover? So how long do you think it's going to recover? RECOV, right? Everything's about recovery. And yeah, I want to get this. I want the symptom to stop. I want to be able to, I want the anxiety. I want it to be gone. When is this pain here, this pain? When is it going to go away? Right? It's not about the symptoms. If you think about it, if you zoom out, the symptoms are just alarms to get you to wake up and go, hey, listen, you got to do something about your life. Your allostatic loads are full. Right? It's beautiful. It's an alarm system that tells you, hey, mayday, mayday, empty this shit. Start processing your emotions. Start feeling shit. Start saying no. Start allowing whatever wants to come. Right? Start being aware. Are you still with that narcissist? Are you still with that guy that cheated on you 17 times? But he's different. He's changed now. We're working. It's, it's my fault though. I can't blame everything. Yeah, it's, I wish he didn't do that. But it's also my fault. Right? Because I was being, being a bit of a jerk. I wasn't listening to what his feelings. And now I know, because of feelings. I'm starting to understand feelings. So it's you know what? To be honest, it's mostly my fault. I was horrible. No, I was really horrible. No, ask my mom. Ask my mom. Yeah, she was, right? So people get in denial a little bit, because it's, what's scary? Having to make changes. Allowing yourself to be your authentic self. Right? It's screaming, come on, we want to be me. I want to be my full me. That's scary. What does that mean though? If I become my authentic self, what does that mean? Well, then I gotta end this marriage. And I gotta come to, I gotta make big changes. That's too much. I'd rather just drag this shit out, manage, right? Tell me, Helmut. If I just do the allowing, can I technically get better, have at least half the symptoms go away, right? Right? So I technically, if what I'm hearing is correct, Helmut, tell me that. Well, okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. So they want me to enable, right? But I'll say this: there's a slim chance you can fully recover, right? Like 5% chance that if you stay, in a room full of 5 ligers, that you can still get to the other side. But it's really difficult. It's a lot more work, man. Why not listen to the alarms? and listen to yourself, your inner self, your higher self going, dude, listen, this is not for you. Not anymore. It was for a minute. You learned some shit. I don't think you learned anything. But you got to move on. You got to get out of there. You got to fucking, come on, man. Get out of there. Or that job. That, right? Well, you got to pay the bills. Right? That toxic job. But it's just like Groundhog Day. You're just like, yeah, but I gotta, ching. Okay, I gotta, right? You got people backstabbing you, throwing you under the bus every day, bullying you at work. Your boss is a dickhead, right? They play favorites, right? They're sneaky. They lie to you. They pin people against each other, right? It's toxic. Get out of there. Try to find another job before you. I'm not saying jump ship right away, but maybe find another. It might not pay as much, but you know what? The universe will always provide if you put the foot, you start moving forward, right? You start doing the shit. It will provide. And it's, you know what? At the end of the day, it's about your health. We want to bring those allostatic loads out. You don't want you to have to keep managing by doing these mind body approaches for the rest of your life. We do want to be a cork in water because life will throw us curveballs, but we don't want to keep bringing 747s with us. Let that shit go. We got to let some of this fucking weight go. We got to cut it off. Right? Because there's going to be a lot more things thrown at you in the future. A lot more. Right? My parents are still alive. I have dogs that are still alive. I got friends that are still alive. Right? There's all kinds of things that can happen. Right? So why not give yourself the best chance of being able to be that big ass cork in water than to have everything block you. So that's what I mean. It's not about the symptoms. It's you got to zoom out. You got to zoom out a bit and go, okay, these symptoms are just telling me to make some changes. Right? Maybe I should quit smoking. Drinking. Smoking weed every day. Right? Maybe I should stop eating like shit. That's the part I'm working on. Right? That's one of my missing pieces. Right? Maybe I should smoking, like the smoking thing. There's other things I got to change. Be the best me that I can be. Right? Not just about the symptoms. Oh yeah, my shoulder pain's gone. Sweet. But I'm going to sit on the couch, be miserable, smoke cigarettes, drink, wake up with a hangover, go to work to a shitty job, and hate my life because my partner, right? Because we hate each other, or they're cheating on me, or blah, 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 blah. This is your chance. This is an awakening. It fell in your lap for a reason, so it's forcing change. So listen to it. Heed the sirens and make the changes, or else you're going to be managing this for the rest of your life. Why I do that? What's the point of that? Right? So, all right, guys. I'll say hi and see what people are saying. Oh yeah, by the way, if you need some support, we have the In the Trenches membership. Right? We got my program is in there with all the work, with all the pillars. It's not rocket science. I don't overwhelm you with stuff. It's pretty straightforward. And I'm there live on Zoom, right? We have 2 classes. One with me Mondays, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and one with Sam on Wednesdays at 5 UK time. And we're just teaching, right? This is self-directed. Sam's in front of the class, taking all your questions. She will answer every question. Right? For those people that really want to do one-on-ones with her, she doesn't do them right now, but she does. She will answer your question. All your questions. Right? And we're going to help you while you're in the trenches to support you to keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And this is where you got to take the ship by the balls. I don't know why ships have balls, I guess. And put it into action. Right? So we're going to have, we're doing the live dance parties, and we're going to have sound bowl stuff. It's all going to be recorded also for members, right? So they can check it out. I'm going to get a forum in there, a community forum. I'm trying to figure this out still, how to do that. Yeah, we got a lot of things planned. So if you're interested, join, and glad to have you. Right? Am I missing anything else? Oh yeah, like, share, and subscribe, please. Um, Helps the algorithm and spread that message. Thank you for all your videos. Oh, I love it. Madai, thank you for all your videos. Ran it into your mass cell activation syndrome video, and you gave me hope. Yeah, you know what? It's not that you're not going to recover. That's like, really? Yeah, you're going to recover. It's not that. You know what the catch is? You want the catch? There is a catch, because people are like, there's no catch. People can't move forward unless there's a catch. I realize that also for myself. You know what the catch is? From here to here, it's a shit show. It's hard, right? And you got to stay. You got to stay on the path. You can't give up. That's the catch. I think that's a huge catch. I think it's massive, right? But being recovered, that's nothing. That's not even like you will. The brain will have no choice but to change. You're gonna get there as long as you stay, right? And you'll get there. Before, it was like this mystery thing that, oh my god, I don't know. I think I'm always gonna be like this. I better get used to this. I don't even know. I was so lost. I was, my brain was in 50,000 different directions with all the researching, right? With the smokes and mirrors of this reality telling you, like, getting no answers, right? Right. Especially if you go to Google, every 70, any symptom of the 75 symptom, any symptom, Google says no, you can't, right? The 99% of the information out there is garbage, junk, especially the Facebook groups, toxic Facebook groups. They make up like crazy shit that doesn't even exist. And it's depressing. And it creates a reality. And we buy this shit. And we believe it. It's horrible. Yeah. I can't believe. And this is why all of you guys listening right now, anybody who's watching this, congratulations. You found the needle in the haystack. The haystack, you know how big it is? As big as the fucking planet. And you found that needle. You're lucky, man. You are a unicorn, right? All you got to do is just apply this stuff, be consistent, and understand this is a shit show. You will make exorcisms jealous, right? I always say they're texting you going, oh my God, that thing you said yesterday, that's not cool, man. Like, so where were you last Tuesday? Yeah, I drove by your house. Yeah, but are you still in front of my... No. Yeah. Right? It's a shit show. From here to here, it's game on. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but I've been doing it for 2 years, and I still feel... Yeah, you might feel worse. My OCD, I thought I was going crazy at... When was it? The 8th month mark? Right up to the 3rd year. Yeah. Right? Before the 8th month mark, it was hell because I didn't know what was going on with me, with my body, 75 symptoms. My body was like a roller coaster. It was like an amusement park going crazy. Then I started doing the work. Physical symptoms started to go away. And then the 8th month mark, right? So I still had some physical symptoms. Of course, my gut issues, right? But my mental alarm skyrocketed. I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was having psychosis or multiple personality, schizophrenia, something or other, right? Or Parkinson's, ALS, MS, MBC, right? I thought I had it all. I thought I had it all, right? And you feel like you're going crazy, and you feel like it's gonna stay, and it does stay for a little bit. Yeah. It's like I'm always gonna go crazy. I think I'm crazy. I need to be in one of these jackets, right? But it goes away. Here, if you stick to this journey, I promise you, it will go all the shit, not just a couple. You're not going to recover. We don't want to recover. No. Recovering, that's shit. No, people will be like, I would do anything just to have half my foods back. Don't cut yourself short like that. Don't shortchange yourself. It's horse shit. No, you're going to recover, but we're going to go. We don't want to fuck recovery. You don't want to be at the same spot you were before you got sick. No. You know what we want? We want you to thrive. We want nothing less than thriving health, confidence, confidence in your thriving health, cocky confidence, and knowing you can lean in on it too. You can go, nothing's gonna happen to me because I'm doing the work. I'm living the lifestyle. I found the key. I found the master key. Right? It's the allowing, letting that energy float through me instead of blocking it, building up. You get chronically sick. Allostatic loads build up, and you get all kinds of diseases and fucked up shit. Right? I know. There's a lot of other things too that I haven't had. That people, if they just empty these allostatic loads, allow, you can have the freedom. So, please stick to it. Don't give up. Become your own guide. And that's the catch, like I said. That is the catch. So, and it's, yeah, like I said, sometimes I go on a rant and I forget. I do this circle and I go over here and I fucking, right, do a little turn and I go, where the fuck was I? So getting you're gonna that's a joke, but doing the work, right? You think you're going crazy with the OCD looping thoughts. You're gonna feel like you're going. It's right. So imagine this. You're probably yeah. Okay, imagine. Okay. I'm gonna imagine what. Okay, so imagine you're dealing with like dizziness. No. Derealization, depersonalization, right? You feel like you're in a right. You're talking. People are talking to you. They're like, mm-hmm, 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 right? That's what I felt like. I felt like all these people are, and I was like, what the fuck's going? I feel like I'm floating. I feel like I'm a ghost, right? Add that in there. Plus, I felt like I was not in my body properly, right? I felt like my soul was in my meat suit, kind of half, right? It's like I was like kind of over here, and I wasn't lined up. Like normally, when you're lined up, you're feeling good. You don't even notice that you're lined up. You're just like everything's clear, right? Everything's crisp. You're in your body. You're in your dashboard. You're sitting. You're in the control booth. Everything's just right, perfect. But with the derealization, you feel like you're kind of like you're a little off. You're just like, oh my god. And then you got blurry vision, floaters. You got headaches, eye pressure, right? Then slap on the brain fog with the dizziness. Slap on some dizziness in there, right? And the brain fog, and you forget. You're like, your speech starts to slow down. You feel stupid, right? Yeah, no wonder why we think this shit's forever. No wonder why we think we'll never recover. That shit is intense. It creates a reality that is beyond anything you can imagine unless you've been there. Right? Unless you've been there. There's no way anybody can speak about it unless they felt it. And of course, you're going to shit yourself crazy. You're going to be scared. And that feeds the survival state. I was so scared. It's derealization is one of the scariest things. And you add in the dizziness, right? And if you Google that shit, all the shit that comes up, it's all scary. And the adrenaline's pumping and you're researching. You're like, oh man, all the hours of energy that we're feeding the fire to stay in that state. Fucking you guys, right? You guys are gonna get out. But I understand how it creates this reality where you think you're a special case. The doubt, it's the doubt hardly has to do anything anymore. The supply to get your attention is so thick, it doesn't really have to do anything. It doesn't really have to work hard to get your attention because you're doing it all. It's yourself. The brain's like, oh man, this is we got them because there's a liger behind us. And the derealization, it's powerful. The dizziness, it's powerful, right? I was holding the walls. I felt like I constantly had the sensation I was falling, right? And of course, you also have the fear of falling because you might break something or, but it's not, for me, it wasn't even that I was going to break something. It was just the fear of, what does this mean? What does this mean? What is this implying? What disease is this pointing to? right? Even a little bit of a little bit of dizziness, right? Or even I'd have dizzy spells where I'd be out of consciousness for like 10 seconds. It'd be like the Microsoft thing, ding 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 ding. What the fuck? Where the or you trip yourself out. You're like, ugh, right? You got the oh man. Okay, yeah. So yeah, having all these things feels the smokes and mirrors are so strong that there's no hope of thinking right. Will I ever get out of this? Will I ever right? Um, and it will go. I'm telling you. I know. Get excited because it will. Right? You're gonna fucking laugh. You're gonna be like, "Oh man, I'm a lucky. I feel I'm grateful. I'm fucking grateful. I am grateful that I can clear my view, my vision. Right? Oh yeah. There's no headaches. There's no dizziness. There's no derealization. The brain fog crisp. Right? I can speak. I can. Right? Uh, and then there's the other traps. You're finally recovered. You've done all the work. You're on the other side. You've earned it. You've earned your stripes, right? When you talk to people, you know what you're talking about because you've been there. Not like some of these gurus out there that we deal with, right? They talk, but they've never experienced. So there's a trap that I found out, and I noticed a lot of people go through this trap. You recover, you have freedom, right? You're grateful, but then I think we need reminders along the way because you go in the deep end. You're like, I can eat all the foods now. Fucking right, let's eat all the foods, right? And then you get a little bit lazy with it. You kind of like, oh fuck no, I'm invincible. This is amazing. So then, you gain some like me. I'm dealing with gaining weight, and I created some bad habits along the way, and that can happen. You do so well, you work so hard, right? You finally get to the top, like a lot of athletes, right? A lot of sports athletes, you name them. Soccer athletes, they get to the top, they're at their prime, they're unstoppable, and then they coast, and it's like, oh, freedom, oh man, this is amazing. And then right, you start creating bad habits, and you start to fill up your allostatic loads with other things. Sure, the other stuff you're always keeping empty because you're sharp with that. You're like, oh yeah, I'm feeling my emotions, I'm allowing, I'm whatever, nothing could stop me. But just be aware of that, right? I'm still working on trying to have better eating habits and controlling that and seeing what's behind it. All right, a little bit of the shadow work that I wasn't able to do going through this journey because there's just too much. I like to keep it simple, get the recovery. If you want to do any extra work on yourself, you'll be in a better position to do it. All right, long enough rant. Okay. Would you say throughout the 3 years that you were getting better? Yeah, I was getting better and better, but I was also dealing with new shit. Like I said earlier, instead of the corn, you're dealing with the beets, and then the beets pass, and you got the parmesan and the peanuts. Right? It's a shit show. I'm 9 months in, and I don't care how long it takes. Good. That's another thing. It's gonna happen when it happens. I think we all know that here. And I'll tell you though, I did have a timeline, and I was going against what everybody else was saying. It's like don't do a timeline because you're putting too much pressure on yourself. Don't be too strict on yourself. Another thing I didn't listen, right? And I'm happy I didn't. I stuck with my intuition. That's what worked for me. I was hard on myself, very hard on myself, very disciplined. I never missed a day. Never missed a day. I was like an Olympian, right? I was training harder than any Olympia. I would probably making them jealous, right? Because you need a medal to go through this shit. And yeah, I was getting more symptoms because of this because I was putting so much pressure on myself. But it paid off in the long run because I stuck with it. Da-da-da, right? What else was there? Right. I did a little time. I had a bunch of notebooks that I would doodle in while I was having a meeting with myself in the car. Then I would do visuals, but I would have this book. I was like, you know what? I want to set goals about my recovery. Realistically, it should take me this long. And then this month, I should feel this like here and this symptom probably, you know, I would have uh create my future in a way, the timeline. I'm like, by here I should be recovered. And then after that, blah 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 blah. And guess what? I was like 95% right on track on that goal. Interesting. And I'm happy because the people say, you know, don't make timelines because you might, you know, when you don't hit that mark, you might doubt and you might, you know, be put too much pressure on yourself and it might not be realistic and blah 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 blah. And you're, you know, pressuring yourself. Yeah, that's true. And you know, you might get a little bit of symptoms along the way because of that. But you know what? I think because I did that, it kind of prepared my mind to have a, you know, a realistic view of my future. Yeah, well, we're just going to recover by then. We're doing the work, and that's a realistic timeline. I think we're going to stick to that. Let's do that because we got a life to live. We got goals. We got dreams. We want to, and I literally, and I was manifesting, creating the life of my dreams. Well, maybe not my dreams yet. I'm still working on that, and it's happening. Manifest this shit works. I'm telling you. First, it was um, cleaning business, carpet cleaning, like all different types of businesses. I was changing, pivoting, and right, and I was doing it. I was making things happen. It was moving. I was making money. I was blah 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 blah. This is right near the tail end of my recovery. I was, you know, doing mostly future visuals. I hardly did any past visuals. I changed it up, and this was great. I was using the allowing to help me create my reality. It's beautiful. That's the next level. And you guys are going to have that too when you're also getting the downloads when you're doing your visuals, right? The golden nuggets of download. If you got questions in your journey, you're going to have synchronicities come. You're going to have your guides there to support you, right? Or whatever you guys believe in, right? It's going to be there to support you. And you're going to have the downloads coming in. I'm telling you. Trust me. And I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm saying. You're only ready when you're ready. Yep. It's TMS. I don't even remember what I was talking about with that. I'm 3.5 years and it's been freaking totally. Yeah, totally. Yep. Temperature. It's been pretty humid. Okay, let's see who else. I love how this is pure informed chaos. Yes, because I think it's necessary. Because most of the people out there, because I've been through this, right? They don't tell you this shit. And so then when this shit happens, you fucking derail so hard. And then I'm like, I wish that somebody would have prepared me for this shit. I wish that people told me about their experiences and opened up. Because, you know, and I remember I hired a coach, was like $1,500. She wasn't very good. But you know what I used her for because I needed reassurance. So like when she would tell me some stuff, I'd be like, yeah, no. But how did you have the pelvic floor? Did you have? Oh yeah, I had that. Okay, did it go away? Yeah, it melted away. Don't worry, it'll go. Yes, right. $1,500 just for reassurance, and most of the stuff she was telling me was just did nothing. It made things worse, right? But nobody's telling me about it. Tell me yours. This is the only time I would not get triggered is when people that recovered were talking about the symptoms that they recovered that I have. Right? Right? If I have pelvic floor pain and I want somebody to open up and tell me, yeah, I had the pelvic floor pain. It was stabbing. It felt like a Rambo knife up my ass. To my bladder. I was pissing 50 times a day. It was hell. You think you know hell? That was hell. It's like, yeah? That was hell? Because that's what I'm living. I'm living hell. Knife up your ass? Right? Who would have thought that there's going to be a time in your life when somebody says, I felt like I had a knife in my ass, that you're like, that sounds like music in my ears, in my ass, actually. Right? It's true. It prepares you mentally for what's to come, realistically. You let go of some of that load because then you're like, oh, well, this is normal. I'm prepared. Okay, this is normal. Okay. Right? And we bring the big monsters down to size a little bit so you can You can process them easier. And so you stick to it. And you don't go freaking out with the catastrophes, right? The catastrophizing, I should say. So I think that's a big part of being in the trenches and having somebody to give you that reassurance to go, yeah, I felt that. Don't worry. Well, actually, saying "don't worry" is probably the worst thing to say in this mind body space. But you get what I mean. Don't worry, I had that. Probably worse than you. And look at me now. Look at me now. Right? So that could be you. That will be you too. You're gonna be, right? You're gonna be great. You're gonna be happy. Time zone. 3:30 Eastern time. I'm not sure. My goal is to eventually open this up. Hopefully, my wife will take it over and do it more often. But first, we gotta learn how to do this right and get the Zoom links out there and get people showing up on a regular basis. And then, we'll see what's up. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Germany, good. Aluda Design, Netherlands. Thank you. And oh yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. I couldn't do this without you guys. I really appreciate you guys. The views are skyrocketing. It's crazy. Sam's been pumping out the videos, right? She's just been getting the downloads and just like making the videos. It's been amazing. I've been working on, I've been doing the helping with Maria and also posting stuff every day. So it takes a lot of work and trying to figure out what else I can add to help the community with the dancing stuff. And also I'm creating some courses for food sensitivities. And I'm trying to go live more often. I'm going to be going live more often. So bear with me, right? But man, Sam's been holding down the fort. This has been insane. She's a beast, right? And I'm a very picky person, but Sam, I couldn't picture myself working with anybody else. She's a beast. When I think, anybody to work, it would be Sam. She's a gem. She knows her shit, right? Oh, and somebody mentioned, why don't you set up some debates? I'm like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool, right? Sam with like Annie Hopper. That'd be kind of cool. Or who else? You guys name me some names. We'll set up a debate. Be a nice slaughter fest. Bloodbath. I know. That's not good. That's a little negative. Yeah, and I know. Sometimes I shit talk about people, but you know what? There's a reason for it. Because I think, okay, let me get this straight. Let me be clear. I have no problems with people making money, helping people. I think you should. I think you should be taken care of, right? I think you should be taken care of. You should also give back so you can get more to give back, right? That's how it goes, right? If you're authentically helping people, you should be taken care of. And if you have a business, if you're flourishing, okay, salute, congratulations, beautiful, right? Amazing. Respect. I respect that, right? That's your role. That's what your mission is. And that's what I want to be. That's my goal. Help as many people as possible, but also have abundance. Yeah. But what I don't like, this is where, I get angry, I get pissed off, and I shit talk, right? Is when people, they know better because they've been there, they've been triggered, right? Like me, I think this is why it pisses me off, because it happened to me. And I remember how I felt. I'd be pacing in a room for 2 weeks because I heard something on Instagram. Somebody saying, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, you're not on your way to recovery, right? And lately I saw one of their videos. They're still doing it. They're still telling people you need to activate the vagus nerve or you're not on your way to recovery. It's like, put the fear out there because they know people see that. Oh my God, I need to do that or I won't recover. Oh, right? Here, take my money. So you work with the fear strings, you pull them in, you bait them in, right? And you go, here, I got all these biohacks and I'll show you. Don't worry. Here's my program, blah, blah, blah. But they know you don't need all that stuff. They're lying to make the business profitable. right? And some people are doing a lot of shady things like that. Like, why not just go, okay, I got this, I'm offering this, and I can help you with that, right? That's it. And it's the truth. That's it. Okay? You can take it or leave it. Done. But a lot of these people, it's not so easy. It's not so take it or leave it. It's more like, well, I have no fucking choice, or I need to recover because I got children, I got a fucking family, I got to go to work. My husband's gonna fucking leave me. So yeah, I need to learn that biohack. So yeah, give it to me. Fuck, I'm broke, but I gotta sell my car. I gotta figure this out, right? So when I see that shit, I remember when I went through it, and now I'm gonna call it out, and I'm gonna go, be careful, right? And sometimes people mention that, you're a bit of you have a bit of an ego. Yeah, I do. You know what? I think I do. You're right. You're fucking right. 100%. I do have a bit of an ego. So what? I don't care. I don't care. What now? Nothing. Right? Because this is the way I see it. And I think it's healthy to have a little bit of an ego, especially for people, and a lot of you too. It's going to happen. You do the work. We're dealing with 75 symptoms. It's a shit show journey. You become an Olympian. You're defying gravity. You're putting the fucking work in every day. You're staying on track. You fall off 1,000 times, but you stay on the path, and you get to the other side. You get your fucking life back. You know what? They should have a street named after you. You should have a parade every fucking year. You should get your own piece of island. You should get $10 million in the bank right away. Boom. A fucking medal. A couple of stripes, right? Fucking general, mind, body general, right? Yeah, and you're going to have a bit of an ego because you fucking deserve it. And I think for me, if I'm going to work with somebody and they're a little bit cocky, a little bit arrogant, yeah, I'm a little arrogant, right? Yeah, I'm a bit of a shithead sometimes. Fuck, I'm human, man. Fuck, right? During my journey, I wanted to have revenge. I wanted people to feel what I was feeling. I wanted to have payback, fucking payback. Sometimes, yeah, I feel these things, right? Fucking whatever. I'm not better, right? But I can be arrogant. I think sometimes it's a good thing to see it in somebody who's been to the other side, because it shows confidence. It shows, I've been there. A little bit of the arrogance, a little bit of the cockiness, a little bit of an ego. I want my fucking, the person that I'm watching to have a bit of an ego, so that, because that puts confidence and gives me it shows me the evidence my brain's looking for, because the brain's always looking for evidence, right? It's going, you know what, this, yeah, he's a bit of a dick. He's a bit of, okay, yeah, he's a bit like Ramsey. He's a bit of an ass, but I resonate with it because he's describing exactly how I feel, and he got to the other side. So that gives me hope that I can get to the other side. So fuck, I'll deal with a guy who's a bit of a dickhead and work with him. I am a human. So yeah, that just pissed me off. A couple of comments they're saying you're a bit arrogant, and you got an ego problem. So you're right. What now? I don't care. So that dies on the vine. Done. The mindful gardener, he's a bit arrogant. He's got a bit of an ego. Yeah, that's true though. Nothing. So too bad. So, thank you so much for the thanks. The thank you chat. The Enedian, really appreciate it. You know what? I haven't even been telling people we have super chat. Thanks. I don't even know what you call it. I haven't really looked into it, but I just activated it. So, if you guys want to give us a tip, go ahead. You don't have to. We got all the free content. You don't need to buy any of the memberships. You don't need to do any of that. All the information is out there for you to take and apply it to your life and get to the other side, right? So thank you. So yeah, this is today's. I hope my microphone's been working. Sometimes I wish I could just name these people that piss me off. I'm sure one of these days I'm gonna crack and have an angry meltdown, and I'll just fucking say, yeah, it's fucking and you know what? It might come back to haunt me and slap me in the face. I might lose some subscribers. Hey, but fuck. Wait, we're not perfect. We're gonna make some mistakes. I'm sure, and I'll have to live with it. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is. It is what it is. What it is. What it is. Yeah. So you don't gotta do any digging. That's why I love this stuff. Right? You don't have to do any digging because that just puts gasoline on the fire. I'm sure most of you know that. And here's my trusty plate. You just work with what the brain sends you on a platter. That's it. That's it. And even stuff that's on the platter that it sends you, if it's too heavy duty, you could put some shit on the side. Right? I did that. Right? Don't be so hard on yourself. I get it. I wasn't perfect at this shit. I made a lot of mistakes and I fucking got to the other side. You will too. Trust me. You just gotta try. You're gonna learn. You're gonna update. Right? There were some things that were on my plate that my brain was sending me to allow that I was just not able to allow right away. Not ready. It was stressful. It was post-traumatic, like gut issues, right? Because I just came out of a surgery that was traumatic. I was beside in a room where people were dying in the fucking room, right? Being woken up all time, different times of the fucking night, day. I went into a deep sleep, right? I went for a sleep and they're like, okay, wake up. You're going for surgery. It's like, whoa, I'm not ready for this, right? And then they canceled a bunch of surgeries before. Sorry, not right now. And I was like, prep. I'm like, I'm ready. I'm like mentally ready. No, maybe tomorrow. Right, and all the beeping and the fucking sounds from the machines, right? And like, you need to have your needle now. Take these pills. You need to, right? So, so yeah, there's some things that would pop up that would, it was, I was shitting my fuck. I had post traumatic stress from that event because of the surgery. That was the last drop in the camel's that broke the camel's toe, right? If I was regulated somewhat, it would have been a straightforward surgery. I would have been out. It wouldn't have been pleasant, but I would have been fine. But right, this was at the top. This was at 1,000. So that turned into a big fucking nightmare for me. And my brain was putting it on the platter. I was like, you know what? Not yet. I'll take. Well, I know you're there. I'm gonna take little bites from you because there's like 5 or 6 big alarms that followed me from for the full 3 years that were triggering, hardcore, and I would take little, like Sam likes to say, you pendulate in between. You take little bites. You allow a little bit and go, oh fuck, that was no. I'm just gonna allow the low hanging fruit because you could still allow other things, right? I wasn't able to eat the food yet. I wasn't able to allow myself to eat the foods yet. I wasn't ready. I had to wait 1.5 years until I could train on the foods because it was just too severe. That's okay. But I started working with the low-hanging fruit. I allowed everything else. Thoughts about all kinds of things. Thoughts about, well, maybe this is your gallbladder. What does this mean? Maybe, what does this mean? Maybe the pain. What does that mean? So I had 1,000 other things I could allow. Right? And you're already allowing the emotions. And they act through the symptoms. Right? We try our best to allow what we can that's on the plate. And some of the stuff that's on the plate, you don't have to allow right away. There's 1,000 other things. Right? There's always something for you to do. Fear, right? That's your target. There's always something. A place that you can't go yet. Right, that's there. Work on that. Multiple chemical sensitivities drive you nuts. Work on that. Right? That's more realistic. There's a bunch of things that you can handle that's on your plate. But there are usually 5 or 6 that I was not ready for. And that's okay. Eventually you will be. And you're going to hunt them. Right? Hunt. Like literally hunt. Like Googling parts of the colon. Right? And all the angles of the colon. And pictures of people having problems with the colon and things bursting and right? You're going to hunt that. Expose yourself to it. And be so indifferent that you're almost like a surgeon seeing this shit going, yeah, fuck, whatever. I'm going to eat my egg salad sandwich. Scalpel. Right? You'll get to that point. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Today was good. I had a lot of fun. And I really appreciate you guys joining. I love hanging out with you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you. Today is. What the fuck is today? It is Tuesday. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go out live tomorrow, right? So, yes. Get out there.